Welcome back, Nick Lenz. This is Comic Corner, Classic slash Non-Classic. This is episode number 1030, 1041, and Doubleshot number 935. Two Batman trades, and they're both really thick ones. First up it is Batman the Cape Crusader Volume 2. And yes, this features an origin of Robin, though Dick Grayson Robin. This collects Batman number 432 to 439 and, well, along with 434, 43, 444, and the 13. You're probably asking me this, probably asking the comment section. Where is issues 440 to 442? Those issues are actually collected in a different Batman trade, A Lonely Place of Dying, which has the story of Tim Drake first becoming Robin. Yep, there's a few different stories going. Now, the writers in this book are Marv Wolfman, John Byrne, Christopher Reese, and here is credited as James Owsley. That was his original name before he changed to Christopher Reese. Kevin Dooley, the late Joe Perro, awesome artist. Very underrated. I kind of wish this guy got a little more love. Pat Broderick, met this guy, really nice person. Michael Burr and Michael Jones III. This collection art here, believe it or not, is done by George Perez and Alan Perlisca. Yes. Story starts out with now the first few stories in here, like the first one's just a standalone story, him basically battling a bunch of thugs. Yep, I also saw him like a murder. It's an okay story, yes, because that's basically what Batman was up until they introduced Tim Drake, which is an okay story. The ending was actually pretty damn good. Yep, it's got really good artwork. And ZP feature appearance by Two-Face and Batgirl and then Robin, but not the Robin. That's simply what it is. And then we have the first of a three-parter, The Many Deaths of Batman. Yes, that is literally what this is. Yeah, that comes like right after the end. There's even a story here set right after Bruce Wayne's return. And then we have The Many Deaths of Batman. This is up by John Byrne. Jim Harris doing the artwork. Yeah, we have these deaths of these other Batmen, not the actual one. Yeah, and it turns out it's some minor thug. Yes. It's an interesting tale. Yeah, appearance by the Penguin, Two-Face. It's a really good crime drama. But it just basically is a side thing. It doesn't really affect. It's just basically this guy here. He just did just so he can get attention. Yeah. Yeah, my friend Robert Pope, he has these few issues individually. Yeah, basically people in costumes, people just like wearing the suit. And next we come to a storyline that, prior to this trade coming out, here's the thing about it. This is Batman Year 3. The only one of the Batman Year stories that has never been collected in trade. There's not even an individual trade for this thing. It's a 4-part storyline that started from issue 436 and did not wrap up to 437. Now, as far as I know, there's been no explained reason for this at all. I know for a fact this story was deemed non-canon due to the events of Zero Hour. Yeah, they deemed this story and Year 2 not canon, but they kept Year 1 canon. Now, the writing in this book is 4-parters done by Marv Wolfman. The other is by Pat Broderick. He does the artwork in here, which of course is really, really good. Which I keep thinking, okay, this is a well-written story. It's just that it's a bit of an odd mess, what it is. Now, they did eventually do another retelling of Dick Grayson becoming Robin. That was told in a Long Halloween series. Yep. Though this storyline is noteworthy for the first appearance of Tim Drake, who apparently, according to this retcon, was actually there when the Graysons were killed. Though he was in kindergarten at the time, so apparently he somehow remembers. Yep. It's just basically a retelling of how Dick Grayson became Batman. And it's just a really thought out story. There's nothing really here that could say that the story of the reasoning for what was not canon. Year 2 at least had a reason. Batman working with a man who murdered his parents and him using a gun. Yeah. Then this story becomes Nightwing. Though how it becomes Nightwing is actually again by Chuck Dixon in now Year 1, published I think it was like early 2000s, I think it was. Actually like after the Crisis. but it's a great story. We also have the like whole adoption thing and putting Tony Zuko in jail. But it's overall really good story. Also have a connection to the orphanage that apparently Dick Grayson stayed at. Now, as for the final two issues, this is basically right after The Lonely Place of Dying, where Tim Drake is Robin, but he's not official yet. Nope, it's just a quick little two-parter while he's in training. That's pretty much all it is. This overall is a good set of issues. I give this book roughly a 9.5, and the artwork is really good in here. I was hoping this book come out, and I was really hoping this book come out, they would not skip over year 3. And they didn't. And thank you, DC, for finally putting the storyline in trade. It's about time. The story came out 30 years ago. Yeah, I'm not kidding. It's been like 30 years since the storyline was released. This came out like a year after Death of the Family. Next up is a book we're going to go back to 1970s. We have Brave and the Bold. We have Batman Brave and the Bold. The Bronze Age, Volume 2. Yep. This book collects issues 92 to 109. Yep. Now, this, of course, is a fun book. Yes, I love the Bronze Age, Brave and Bold. Yeah, with the whole thing of Batman team-ups. Written by Bob Haney and Denny O'Neil. Artwork by the late Jim Aparo, Nick Candy, the awesome Neil Adams, Bob Brown, and Frank McCullen. The cover art is done by Carl Kitchler. Batman teams up with multiple different people in here. He teams up with Robin 3 times in this trade, 2 of the times with the Teen Titans. One of them by himself when he teams up with Green Lantern, Green Arrow, and the Black Canary when Batman gets injured. So yeah. He goes to House of Mystery. He meets up with Plastic Man in here. He meets up with even Etrigan the Demon in his only time he appeared outside of his own comic book while it was being published. And right about that, apparently Kirby didn't care for Etrigan the Demon at all. Yeah, he had no interest in horror at all. But he's still a popular character. I'm sure he doesn't mind the popularity. He just didn't like the character himself. We also have a couple team-ups with Wildcat. Let's see, like bunch of different characters. Even the Phantom Stranger. It's overall really, really good. And I'm giving this book a 9.5 out of 10. It's really good. Highly recommend it if you want to get into some early Batman stuff. And the thing with the Bronze Age is you can kind of look at the style of the storytelling with there. It's kind of similar to how they tell stories today for Batman. Very dark and gruesome. I mean, it's because of this series that Batman returns to his dark roots. You gotta thank Neil Adams for that. Because this is the first Bat book he wrote. Yes, because technically, from what I heard from a podcast that he did with Kevin Smith, Batman on Batman, is that at the time when you start reading this book, this is actually one of DC's lowest selling titles. And he made it, he surprisingly, even the late editor, Julius Schwartz, even he was shocked that the book was actually selling this well. And apparently, according to the way Neil Adams speaks about him, apparently Julius Schwartz was a big bulky guy who apparently had his own way of doing things. That's basically what Julius Schwartz was. And he apparently did not want to work on Batman. Even though technically he was working on Batman, but not the main Bat book. See, Neil Adams wanted to work on Batman, but Schwartz wouldn't allow him to. It's because of the success of this particular run on this particular series, they got a chance to write the main Bat book and do stories with Danny O'Neil and create stuff like the League of Assassins, Ra's al Ghul, Man-Bat. Awesome stuff, okay? Great set of stories. I do highly recommend them. And in case you're wondering, does Batman fight any of his own villains? Does he fight any noteworthy villains in here? He fights Two-Face for an issue. There's also an issue he teams up with Sergeant Rock. Yes. And here's kind of the weird thing. DC does not consider this part of the Earth 1 continuity. Nope. This actually, his teams here with Sergeant Rock are part of Earth 2. Yep, that's where they're set. While this is set mostly in the 70s, that is mostly like in the late 50s, I'd say. Yeah, that's basically how I would put it. Yep. Otherwise, that's really it for this particular view. Next view. Excuse me. 2 Marvel trades. One of whom was actually not originally planned for the next one, okay? But here's the next view. Bye.